my shit together eventually. Good morning. My chat did, or my live did not want to go through, so I'm a little late. But it happens. Good morning. At least it's sunny out today. Gonna go out later. It's supposed to be in the 40s. So, see if anybody's gonna come in. Actually have something to talk about today. It's crap, but it's important crap. It's not crap, it's aggravating. Just gonna be quiet in here today. Sorry. I was looking at a survey. So, hopefully everybody's having a good morning. Had a good week. Ready for the weekend. I know I am. Hoping next week will be better too. The only thing that sucks about this weekend is there is no football. God knows the Super Bowl was bad enough that I think I'm pretty much good for football. What a disaster. Oy. Hopefully, somebody over there screws their head on straight and fixes shit for the next season. Because if not, they're not. Uh, I can't see it going over very well at all. At all. I know so many people that didn't watch the Super Bowl that haven't missed a Super Bowl in years. Morning, Avenger. Oh, you're like the first person in here. I've been waiting. It's been quiet in here. So, how are you doing this morning? I didn't get to go. That was supposed to be today in about 45 minutes. And yeah, me too. And okay. So, here's what happened. I had a prescription that I was supposed to get. And I went to pick it up or went to call it in. And my pharmacist told me my insurance wouldn't cover it because it was saying I had another insurance, right? And I'm like, I don't have another insurance. I only have this insurance. Well, come to find out, somebody like used my name and birth date and apparently my address because that's all you need on Marketplace to get signed up. Well, they didn't even use the right address. They didn't even verify it was my address. And signed up for insurance in my name. which blocks me from being able to use my insurance here at all because they did it in Tennessee. So I spent hours on the phone with the insurance company trying to figure out how the hell somebody could use my name to sign up for insurance in a state that I don't even live in. And you know what their answer was? Oh, it happens all the time. So much more than you would think. And I'm like, should you not make sure that the person using the freaking or signing up for the insurance is the person that they actually say they are? She didn't have an answer for that. So somebody took my old information from Tennessee and signed up for healthcare marketplace or whatever. But yesterday I had to put in, they canceled that. And I had to make fraud reports, which took forever. But, like, my insurance is still blocked here until they send out proof that it's actually canceled and been taken care of. So if anybody's like never signed up for Marketplace, you might want to make sure you haven't been by somebody else because they do zero checking. So I was supposed to have an appointment today. The insurance wouldn't cover it. I was supposed to have my medicine. Insurance won't cover it. So I've done everything I can. I'm just waiting for them to call me back and say that it's resolved. You have to be careful. I guess with anybody, like, all they used was my old address, my name, and my birthday. And they were able to sign up for insurance. And then the lady asked me, because obviously they didn't sign up with the right email. Yeah, no shit. I was so heated yesterday, like so heated. I did my best not to like yell at the lady, but there was a point I kind of had to keep my mouth shut because I knew if I said anything, it was going to come out mean. She was trying to help, and I was trying not to be rude, but I was so heated. Called my mom and told her about it, and she's like, wow. But just like what killed me most was the nonchalant attitude about, oh, it happens more than you think. Like, are you freaking kidding me? What are you doing to keep anybody's information private under HIPAA laws if anybody can just use your insurance to, or use your information to sign up for insurance without any checking be done? Like, honestly. Yeah, aggravating. But they put it, I guess, on a rush or something. And I guess I'll find out like Monday or Tuesday. So I had to reschedule, excuse me, my appointment to the end of the month. So I gotta go to Mount Pleasant next week, next Thursday. That too. That'll be fun. Not really. It's just quite a drive out there. It's like 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. So, goodness. I can't wait for it to warm up this afternoon. I'm going outside. It's supposed to be in the 40s. I might do a live stream around 3 outside because that's usually when it's like the warmest out. And I get cold too easy, so it'll still be, well, it's way warmer than it's been. I will, of course. I'm not going out there not bundled up. Boy. Oh, as much as I can because I don't have a coat. But I layer my sweatshirts. I'll be good. So, well, I had one and it was stolen. Well, not, yeah, not really stolen. My niece took it and she was supposed to bring it back to me. Like, she took a few of my things and I haven't seen her in months and months and months. So I don't have a coat. That's life. It's not that bad. Shoot, I was outside and what was it? -9 degrees with like 30-mile-an-hour winds to go to my last doctor's, well, not my last, yeah, my last doctor's appointment. And I was wearing two sweaters and a hat, and I was fine. The only thing that sucked about it is like where my doctor is, there's an open field next to it, and the face of the building's flat, so there's absolutely no shield from the wind. At start, yeah, it's pretty much getting there. The thing is, it's been so much colder this winter than it has been the entire time I've been here. So, like, I remember one day, um, it was like 30 below, just about, and I took hot water and threw it out the door and it turned into snow. It was hilarious. I just want to see if it would work. There's a video of a guy in the Upper Peninsula. It was so cold there, he started pouring water and it turned into an icicle that built up out of a cup. It was crazy. Look, that's where I saw it too first, was in a video, and I wanted to see if it would actually work if it was cold enough. It does. You gotta do it quick though. Like otherwise, when you throw it out, it's just pretty much ice. We're supposed to get storms. We're supposed to get like thunderstorms and then snow, freezing rain and snow next week, which cracks me up. That's Michigan for you. I think it's supposed to be like 50 something next week, which is ridiculous for this time of year. It's only 10 degrees outside, but it feels like 10. That's a good thing. It's supposed to be 41 today. And there's barely a cloud in the sky, so yeah, it's supposed to be 51 on Monday. That's insane. It hasn't even been that warm the last 2 years in January or February. But like next Wednesday, it's supposed to go from thunderstorms, well, rain, yeah, basically rain showers to freezing rain. And then we're supposed to get an inch of snow on Friday, but, or 1 to 3 inches of snow on Friday. I looked at that wrong. And then it's supposed to snow again on Sunday. So, but it would be nice if, the warm up stayed. Just like it could stay in the 40s and 50s until it got, time for summer. Won't happen, but I think today was supposed to be the last really cold night, though. So, for a little bit. It was downright cold last night. Like, my apartment got cold, even with my heat on. So, boy. There's this series now on YouTube. Here on YouTube, it's called Winter Games, but it's all people like trying to do crazy things on ice, and just some of them completely fell. It's hilarious, the whole thing. Man, this Nancy, why did I just lose her last name? Gunther thing is insane. Like, you know, they came out in the beginning and said that they didn't have any evidence in the case. But yesterday they released that they actually found a black glove, latex glove, in the house after they found another black latex glove, like, I think they said a mile and a half away from her house. And um what the cops did, instead of working with the FBI like they were supposed to, they took that first glove and sent it to one of their local crime labs instead of giving it to the FBI to send to Quantico, the professional crime lab. And the FBI is saying that the police department, the police department or sheriff's department has been like not really cooperating with them after like they accepted their help. So, but the fact that they have found a black glove in the beginning that, it has to contain DNA. because you could see him, the guy, when he walks up to the camera in the first place, you could see the black latex gloves on his hand. So, but like, uh, my feeling is I don't really think that this is like a kidnapping for money or anything. It just don't make sense that you would send ransom notes to news stations instead of directly to the people that are going to pay you. And like I seen that another note yesterday came in. Um, but this kid says that he knows the kidnapper's location for Nancy, but he won't give it to anybody unless they pay him. I don't know how much money he's asking for, which is extortion. Like, I don't know how you're gonna blatantly break a law and expect it to work for you. But I guess some people, oh, I know, who did this and where they are, but I'm not going to tell you unless you pay. I think it's like $60,000 or something. But then he tries to justify it by saying, the person tries to justify it by saying, oh, I'm in danger and I need to be able to get away or whatever. I don't know. It's just a bunch of like BS. Why are you going to get hold of news? Like right from the beginning, the fact that the ransom letters were going to the news and not to family just completely threw me off. Like, why would you like send it to the news and not directly? The news ain't gonna pay you. They're not even gonna pay you for the information. So I don't get it. They, yeah, it's sad. It's been 12 days, 13 days. She went 12 days. She went missing on the first. Well, at least they sent the other glove they found to the FBI, to Quantico, instead of to whatever the police did. I was curious how that was going to work. I got this blueberry THCA, and it smells just like blueberries. Tastes absolutely nothing like blueberries at all. I mean, it's not really got a taste to it, I guess. Nothing like it smells like blueberries, but does not. Yeah. This bubblegum THC cart tastes more like bubblegum than this does like anything. Blueberry ice. I don't know. Smells good though. It works. It just don't have a taste. So it's really quiet in here this morning. So I guess, well, the Save America Act passed in the House 2 days ago, but now they're talking about a shutdown over it in the Senate. I don't get how 95% of Republicans and over 75% of Democrats, how the Democrat Party can sit there and try to pull it off like it's racist. And like Schumer's words, Jim Crow 2.0, like that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But you know, the kind of things that the Democrats do are completely ridiculous anyways, for the most part. Like I won't say that about Senator Fetterman, but I don't really consider him a Democrat anymore. Like I could see him being an independent, but a Democrat not really. He's I don't even think the Democrat Party wants to claim him as a Democrat because I think he's too moderate for him. Especially like the Loon Wing, the socialists, and the crazy people that are trying to run our country. So, because he don't vote with party, he votes for what his constituents want. It's hilarious. Some people got the best comments ever. So, don't know what I heard. I think it was a plane. Now, the last few days, there's been a helicopter flying around. And like the day before yesterday, that thing was so low, it sounded like it was landing on our building. My apartment shook, and I'm in the middle. I have a floor above me and a floor below me. I don't know why it was so close. Like so low, not close, low. I mean, obviously they were looking for something, but there's no reason to like be that low, especially around buildings and power lines. So they keep going out over towards the interstate and then coming back in here in a certain pattern. So I don't know what they're doing. I haven't heard of anything going on like missing people or anything. I did hear yesterday that they're gonna do law enforcement operation on I-75, which is not here. It goes north and south until, well, it goes north to the Upper Peninsula and it goes south all the way to Florida. So, but they're going to be doing it here in Michigan. And I don't know if that's like an immigration crackdown or if that's like drinking and driving thing because they really didn't say. It wasn't specified. They just said there was going to be uh, like stops and checks. So I don't know. I imagine if they stop and check the semi trucks, they're stopping and checking to make sure that they speak English and can read the signs. Good morning, Road King. How are you? So, like, what was it? That's good. A couple of days ago, this guy shared a video of a trucker who somehow got himself wedged between the interstate trying to turn the truck around. And so this other guy stops and tries to help him. And the trucker, who can't speak a word of English, jumps out of the truck and lets it start rolling away. So, like, how safe is that? Yeah. I just think it's ridiculous that people that can't speak a word of English will be allowed to drive on our roads at all. How are they going to understand the signs if they don't understand the language? Excuse me. That just. Yeah. Be careful, Road King. That's like, you know, I don't know if I feel comfortable taking that chance right now. With the amount of people on our roads that don't belong, I can, yeah, not in good. You made me laugh. I had to turn the camera because the sun was so bright it was like glaring my camera. Haven't seen it this nice outside in a while. It's been crappy. Good morning, Stu. Well, good afternoon. How are you? Nice to see you. So, but yeah, I don't think you could like pay me to write anything that's open right now. I got you, Stu. Um, I get you, but I'd be doing it like on the back roads. I wouldn't be getting on any highways with it, like major highways. Like maybe in your town, sure, or you know, just not interstates. That's where it's most like dangerous. I am, thank you. Um, you're pretty safe on the roads where you like the 2-lane roads. Well, safer than the interstate for sure. Especially if you're around semis because you never know. So, but like, I just can't wrap my head around how they even got their CDLs without training because, well, or minimal training that's not appropriate because if you're an illegal, you cannot get, like, you can't go to school if you don't have a visa, you can't get a job, you can't, participate in everything because you're not supposed to be here. But they were handing them licenses out like they were candy. So, and the raid on Minnesota and, well, the surge on Minnesota is over. Yeah, that's for sure, Road King. For sure. People are stupid when it comes to driving, especially around here. Like, Michigan's just, you would think that everybody, oh Lord. Well, you got two things going for you. Tim Walz is going to be gone, and for the most part, ICE and the federal agents are leaving. So, yikes. I feel so bad for you. Like, that's a whole hot mess in itself, right there. But now that Walz and Attorney General, what's his name? Keith Ellison, and the have allowed the police to help, and instead of letting people out of jail, they're holding them and giving to them. There's no reason for all the people to be there. They've taken over 4,000 illegals out of uh, Minneapolis. So, like, in the whole area there. So there's no reason for them to be there, like in full force anymore. I'm sure they're still gonna be there, just like in every state. But it's one thing I love about Tom Homan. He means business, and he's been doing it for a hell of a long time. Like, everybody hates Tom Homan, but nobody hated him when he was Obama's border czar, or not. Yeah, basically, nobody hated him when, I'm pretty sure he was. Let me think. He's gone through numerous. Let me see. I can find out real quick. If I can spell. My phone is not right. It updated yesterday and it's. Okay. So he's been working for Border Patrol since I was 3 years old. Have a good day, Stu. Thanks for coming. Yeah, he started working for Border Patrol in 1984. So he would have been working under Reagan, I think. Let me see. I ain't old enough to know that. Obviously, I was a baby when he started working. Yeah, Ronald Reagan. I was right. So he was the 40th president. So he's been doing this for a hell of a long time. And from Reagan to Biden, nobody said a word about what he was doing. Mind you, not many, if any, illegals got like deported under Biden, but a lot of them, a whole hell of a lot of them, got deported under Obama, like um, almost 4 million people. And nobody was prancing around throwing a fit then either. Nobody had anything to say about it. They all wanted strong borders. Now look at them. They know the American people don't want their crap anymore and won't vote for them, so they're trying to import voters as fast as they can and trying to make it legal. So, good morning. How are you? Keep looking to see if there's been any like updates in the Gumphrey case. I still think it has. I mean, I think it has to be somebody that knew what they were doing. So, which game? Good game. Which game? I hope you're not talking about the Super Bowl, man. Like, I've seen one sided games before, but that was virtually the most one sided game in the Super Bowl I've ever seen. I was so confused how the Patriots even got there in the first place, the way they were playing. So now everybody's mad at Tom Brady because he didn't watch the Super Bowl. And they asked him why, and he said, because I have no skin in the game anymore, you know? So people are all pissed off about that, but it's the truth. Like, he don't play, he don't coach, what's he need to watch it for? Oh, because he was with that team. Well, so not anymore. That was the best answer, though. It's like, I have no skin in the game. I think, like, just the halftime show in itself killed the Super Bowl for pretty much everybody. The biggest thing everybody keeps saying is, why was it all in Spanish? So, yeah, well, that backfired right in his face because he lost millions on the Super Bowl. Like, millions. I think, like they said, 2 million people or 3 million people, no, 7 million people watched the Super Bowl halftime show. And 25 million people watched the Turning Point halftime show. So during the halftime show, everybody flipped the channel, and it was such a big drop. It's the biggest drop they've ever seen. They showed the chart. So I don't think that went too well for him. He's probably going to think twice about that global image. It is global nothing. Football is American sport. That's why it's called American football, and they call soccer over in other countries as football to them. Yeah, no, no, more than that, way more than that. Go look at the chart. It'll tell you exactly, but it was in the tens of millions of people that flipped. They had the lowest rating on the football. Uh, yeah, I know. They had the lowest rating on the halftime show ever. Well, a little bit less than that actually didn't watch, but like what cracked me up most about it is I keep finding these shorts on YouTube of these Puerto Ricans and like Hispanic Mexicans, making fun of his halftime show. And like they get dressed like them and they're holding a football and they just start mumbling. Like no words really, just noises. And it cracks me up because they're like, after the halftime show, they were like, "You think we like this stuff? We didn't understand a word of what he was saying either." The best reaction, though, was this lady was sitting, she probably in her 80s, sitting with her family. Um, yeah, it was a whole lot more than that. But the halftime show starts and he starts singing, and she's like, who in the hell is this? And everybody starts laughing, and she says, get this garbage off my TV. And they make her watch, and at the end, he goes, God bless the USA. And she said, yeah, God bless you too. Now get off the damn stage. It was like, I love old people. They have no filter. Like, none of us could get away with that, but yeah, that was my favorite, just absolute favorite reaction to it. She she was so confused. I'm pretty sure everybody was so confused. How are you gonna come to America and have a halftime show that, like, I think only 14% of Americans actually speak Spanish? And then you're gonna come to America and do a halftime show that not a damn person understands. How American is that? Like, and then to top it off, what makes it even worse is this should have been such an epic halftime show because it's the 250th anniversary or birthday of our country, July 4th, Independence Day. whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was really disappointing because it should have, like, there you go. Um, did you see Kid Rock's performance? Threw me off for a minute because they introduced him by his real name. And I haven't heard anybody introduce him by his real name in a really long time because he's from the area of Michigan that I'm from. So he would play in like not bars, but like restaurants that had bars in them, I guess. So I've seen him play. Yeah. So they're doing it again next season. It was epic. And the electric guitar doing the Star Spangled Banner at the beginning. It was simple and not, it's just what it should have been. It celebrated America, not every other flag that they threw out on that stage before they finally got to the American flag. So, yeah, just the thing is, when you got somebody so woke and so like indoctrinated, I guess, that they can't look past what the politics want instead of what the people want, then you have no chance of anything good going for you. I think that's why, what's his name, Bob Iger or whoever runs Disney, he's out now. Well, I think one of the biggest things that people well, yeah, I agree with that, but one of the biggest things that people have actually come forward to looking to well, I can't even speak in the halftime is the halftime show because it's always been, usually pretty good. I didn't watch the halftime show last season, so I don't know how that went because, yeah, I don't remember why I didn't watch it, but I didn't watch it. So, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't all in Spanish. That just absolutely cracks me up. And what's the whole thing? People are like, well, it's the ownership, but what nobody knows is Jay Z is actually the one who picks the entertainment for the halftime shows. So if you get rid of Jay Z, you get rid of the bullshit. But nobody that knows that will say anything about it. I think Jay Z needs to go. And instead of having one single person pick the halftime show, you should have a committee that, or whatever, that listens to Americans as to what they want for a show. And not whatever you think should be shoved down our throats. Just the I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do with that. And like when you translate most of the lyrics that he actually used in the Super Bowl, an American citizen would have got probably booted off the stage and arrested for breaking um, FCC rules on air because it's on public broadcasting. And like he was talking about it was sexual, it was like, it was nasty. I know. Like, could you see an American saying them words in English and like getting away with it? But since nobody could understand what the hell he was saying, like, he got away. Well, he didn't get away with it really because there is an investigation into what he did. But that's another big thing that you won't hear from anybody because, of course, the liberal woke people were all excited he was there, even though they couldn't name one of his songs. Bad Bunny became the thing when they said, oh, he said all this stuff about ICE, is what happened. And then, of course, all the liberals and jumped right on board with that one and ran with it, and he was the greatest thing ever. Like, but when you actually try to ask him, like, what's your favorite song? Have you even heard his music? 98% of them have never heard the guy sing. They only want him there because it pisses everybody off that's actually American and proud to be American. So, but oh well. It's over now, and hopefully they don't repeat that mistake. Yeah, just taking it down the crapper, basically. Just like Disney movies with Bob Iger, man. I seen a thing yesterday on an update of how much money the Snow White movie cost Disney after they released it. And it's like triple what they lost before they released it. Or, in the theaters after they released it, before they released it to public. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Like, I don't, mm-mm, you know, I don't understand when it came perfectly okay to let politics control anything and everything. I don't get it. That used to be kept on the news only for the news. And now it's just like every freaking where. Anything you do is can be turned into politics for no reason or anything you say. So it just, when I was growing up, it wasn't like that at all. you know, the only time you ever heard anything political was on the news or, yeah, basically on the news, or you would see the stands when it came close to election. So, but nowadays it controls the whole damn world. Well, we sent another aircraft carrier to Iran. So, because they don't want to get rid of their nuclear program and they don't want to make agreements and they want to keep killing their people like it's no big freaking deal. And Trump's not every other president that says he's going to help and doesn't help. And they're setting up missile stations and everything else over there. But US and Israel are setting up together. So, see, I don't think that, like, they would interfere with any kind of change in, like, who they picked unless they knew it was, like, somebody that was going to do them worse, maybe. But I don't even think that they'd, like, kill them. I think that they take out their systems and weaken them enough that the Iranian people can actually drive them out. And then the guy, okay, I don't know if he was a king or I don't remember, but before this regime took over, there was another guy who was running the country, and his son was next in line to run the country, and his son wants to return there to help change the regime. But he was banished from there. So if he goes back before the regime falls, he'll be killed. Man, they ain't screwing around in Florida. I used to live in Brady, yeah. What is his name? I always say it backwards. I just. Exactly. Sorry if, you know, if somebody's not gay or bisexual or whatever, you can't expect them to turn that way because you pretended to change your gender. You can do whatever you want to your body to change it, but it doesn't change your gender. You still very much are the boy, man or woman that you started as, or in some cases, boy or girl. So, yeah, I just seen a video this morning about this girl who'd been talking to this guy, well, more than talking to this guy for a long time and found out he was trans. Exactly. And she was disgusted. But like you should be telling people. If you're honest, it I think if it's something you honestly wanted, you'd feel okay with telling people from the beginning, hey, I'm trans, just to let you know. I know plenty of people that do. So it's not like it don't happen. you know, I know many people that'll say, hey, I'm trans. No. Well, my thing is, once you're 18, it's your body. Make your own choices because the law says you're an adult. But under 18, don't go there. Ain't nobody's kid in this world supposed to even know what any of that shit means, especially in kindergarten, elementary school. Like, even some middle school is inappropriate. Well, the content is inappropriate in any school, period. But, like, the discussion to these little tiny kids that don't understand what this is does nobody good. Like, don't push that agenda by child or anybody's child, as a matter of fact, because these kids don't even understand what's going on with their bodies. So, well, the bubble went away. There was a huge air bubble in this when I opened it. So, yeah, absolutely. Me too. Like, even my parents, like, you get to the teenagers and your parents gave you the talk. And, like, the language difference between then and now, you know, I was an 80s kid. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So, like, well, still in that era where there was no type of indoctrination. Like, you went to school, you did your math, English, science, all the classes you needed to know something and be able to do something with your knowledge. Like, and nowadays, like, I just seen this statistic that in Minneapolis, Minnesota, less than 50% of the kids there can read at grade level or do math at grade level. Now tell me how that's possible when they used to say that Minnesota had some of the best schools in the world or in the country. How do you rectify that change or justify it at all? Like, it's ridiculous. How about just keep school for learning so that these kids can go out and take care of themselves and not worry about your agendas, you know? Yep, me too. Yeah, that's how it was. Yep, that's what I did too. Like, that's how it worked when I was in school too. So, like, I think the funnest thing that we ever got to do in school back then was like we would have this, how they did cells to raise money for the schools back then? Because there was no, like, the government wasn't in the schools. There was no federal school thing happening. All the states still took care of their schools. And we would sell like nuts and bologna and stuff for them. And I remember, like, probably the year that I left elementary school, our principal told us that if we could get the highest cells in the district, that he would shave his head. And we did. And I remember he got up on the roof of the elementary school in a chair and shaved his head. And that was back before, we had cell phones, video cameras, anything. Yeah, that's true though. Yep. But, you know, I think Tom McDonald said it really good in his new song, Pray for the Left. They think it's unsafe to be, I think he says brown. No, he said black, trans, or gay. But I think it's way more dangerous to be a Christian or something. I don't remember. But yeah, the whole point he was making is they say it's dangerous for them in this country when the Christians are the real ones in danger because they're the ones getting attacked. So that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be great. And like they stuck with this, oh, only black and brown people are getting deported. Well, all of a sudden, this guy's here illegally from, I don't if it's Sweden or anyhow. Yeah, a country that don't even need any reason to, for them to be here. White guy, white as a ghost. And now everybody's saying that it's wrong to deport the white guy. But before they were only deporting brown and black people. And a couple of people from the UK have been deported from here. So, you never know unless you try. I don't know what the qualifications are, but you never know unless you try. And I know they got like sign on bonuses are like almost $60,000, which is crazy. You get almost as much as of a sign on bonus on ICE as you do for the military. So, yeah, it is awesome. So, I think I got I actually think I got a but I think I only got a $45,000 sign up bonus for the army. No, it was $50,000 when I joined, but like even that's a lot. And then you get paid and paid. So it's not like, and you don't even make shit worth of money. It's like a penny or something an hour, just a couple pennies an hour. But like, as long as you're working, you get paid 24/7, which helps, but you're still not making very much money. So Everybody's like, well, when I was in the military, everybody's like, well, you're in in the army, you should make enough money to be able to pay all your bills. And that's just not the case. And people don't understand that. A sign-on bonus is great and everything, but you're still responsible to pay for your own equipment and everything you need. So, and one pair of my ACUs, one set, cost almost $350. So that was just for my PC and the top, bottoms, and socks. That don't count the $400 or $500 you're spending on boots and running shoes and stuff like that that you have to have. There are things that, like, obviously they give you. They give you, I don't remember if it was 4 uniforms, but if one got damaged or anything, you're the one responsible for paying for new ones. So, and sometimes they would get damaged when they washed them because they went out to dry, like a professional washing company. When you were uh, on duty, they went out to professional washing companies, and some of them would come back just destroyed. So, stuff's not cheap. I think, like, even when I was in the army, cell phones were kind of like the smartphones were really new technology, and the amount of money they want you to pay for a phone when you're in the military is ridiculous. So, like, it's crazy. But yeah, being in ICE would, I'd find it fun. Dangerous. Can't act stupid, but that would be a great job. So, Border Patrol would be a good job too. But ICE is a crazy job. So, didn't used to be that way. Like 4 years ago, ICE wasn't a crazy job and nobody had to wear masks. But 5 years ago now. But yeah, ICE would be a good job. And the protesters in Minnesota are finally starting to disperse a little bit more after, I think there was like 47 arrests last weekend or something. and the police are coming down out and tearing down the roadblocks, so that's not working anymore. So, but everybody's leaving now. Not everybody, there'll still be a few people there, but the operation is over. And everybody's like, oh, Trump backed down and he, you know, chickened out or whatever. And Tom Homan's like, no, we just did what we needed to do. We arrested over 4,000 people. You're going to tell me that's backing down or, you know, ran out of coffee. Oh, lost track of time too. Oh well, I guess. Get off here and do something. And I'm gonna try to go live like around 3 probably. Because if I do it later than that, then it's just gonna get dark. So, and it'll be cold. So, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Love you.